Good morning. We have I think this is a cushaw squash. I have planted and tried to grow this spring, summer. So many squash plants, and they've all died. Um, except for these last ones that I've gotten going. Nothing exciting, but here's some baby pepper plants. More baby pepper plants. Now these I all sprouted from seeds. And then this one I picked up at our grocery store, a sweet heat, Texas sweet heat pepper. And I brought it home. I got it for $4 and I brought it home and I planted it. And I think it looks healthy. I don't have much trouble growing pepper plants. There's a squash plant back there. Those are some decoy plants in there. I like to throw some seeds in there and maybe hope it'll distract the bugs from everything else. We got some aloe vera growing. That was my little miniature Christmas tree. Another squash plant that's struggling. Another squash plant. And then more pepper plants. They're doing real good. I like them. And this is my baby serrano pepper plant that just gives me so much. And then this is my tomato plant. So it's real hard to grow tomatoes here in San Antonio because it gets so damn hot. But what I figured out is I buy one of these blueberry plants at like the big box store, like the blue one, and I plant them together, and the tomatoes take off. And then when the tomatoes are done, the next year the blueberry plant does twice as good. So I'm trying it. I found that out last year, and so this year I'm trying it again. And we've got one tomato on here so far, but there's blooms up here. So I'm hoping it'll produce okay. I mean, last summer, this is two more jalapeno pepper plants, and I grow them together because here it just works, and I'll get a whole bunch of jalapenos off of this. I've been getting them every 3 or 4 days, but right now it's slowed down a little bit, but it still looks good. I'm happy with it. And then over here, so this was the size of that other one that's planted with the big tomato plant. Last year it was that size, and some random tomato seeds were in with the soil that I put in the planter to fill it up, and it grew tomatoes last year. And then this year the blueberry plant took off. So what I did is, because now that the blueberry plant, these are the last of the blueberries I'll get. Now that the blueberry plant's kind of done, I planted a little tomato seed sprout. I sprouted that, and it has doubled in size since I put it in here with the blueberry. That's my rosemary. This is my other blueberry plant, and I have not put a tomato in with it because it is over here in the corner, and I'm not sure if it'll get enough sun. So I have these Chinese privet trees, bushes, that I had planted to block the view of the neighbor's trash cans, but they've gotten kind of wild, and so I've trimmed them back a little bit. So that might give this one more sun. I think I've got to cut this stuff off. But yeah, everything's looking really good, I think. And over here, I've got some more squash that I'm trying to grow. I just don't think I'm any good at squash, and I might give up because I'm really good at growing berries and peppers. I got blackberries in the backyard and pepper plants, but Yeah, I don't know. And really, this is just all for fun for me. I like that I'm not having to buy any jalapenos or serrano peppers, and I didn't have to buy any um, blackberries or blueberries this year at the store. There's, but yeah, I'm quite happy with everything. I told my daughter, because she says, Mom, is it worth all the trouble? And I told her, I said, every year I learn a little bit more, I get a little bit better, but this squash that I think is the Kusha squash, I have it up way too high. I know that. I know it. But I didn't know that that's what that was when it sprouted, because I made the mistake and didn't mark um, where which seeds were which. And so I just planted them all, and so when it started vining, I raised it up because I thought it was gonna be a patty pan squash. I'm kind of a goofball like that, but we have one. I'm gonna make it a sling to keep it upright, but you learn as you go along. And over here this is a lemon tree that I've had it for, this is the second year. I'm not the greatest at lemon trees, but I'm working on it. I'm learning. But it's so hot here, and my soil is not good, and I can't afford to amend the soil. So I just put everything in pots that I can in the front yard. And then what I do is I fill this with water, and it slowly waters everything. And then over here we've got really and truly, this is my pill bug pit. Those stupid bugs. And I don't use pesticides, so I've tried killing them with DE, and it doesn't work, or it hasn't so far. So my sweet potatoes look pitiful. But over here is another blueberry bush, and this did really good. I'm talking, it produced so much for me. I just love. I'm not even a big blueberry eater, but I'm learned to eat them because it did so good. And then so what I did, now that it's done producing pretty much, I come down here and I planted a tomato plant for it. Okay, and then over here we've got my lovely lemon. I've had this in the same pot, and I know everybody tells me I should put it in the ground, but it's right here as I walk in, and I don't use any pesticides. I'll come out here and check it, and I haven't had any real trouble with it. It produced the first year I got it, and since then it hasn't. But that's okay, because I just think it's the prettiest plant. I find it interesting that people give you a hard time. Oh, and this is one of those little cheapo miniature rose bushes that you find them for $4.99 or $2.99 when they're like teeny tiny, and it's grown this much. I need to chop the flowers off of it. But yeah, I find it interesting that, yeah, my grass is dead. I'm not wasting water in a drought city on grass. And so eventually I'm planning to do something with this area. But over here, we've got basil in this pot that I have sitting up here on top of upside down bird bath. Down here I've got sweet potatoes growing like crazy, and that is from the slips I planted and grew last year, because this whole thing will fill up with very pretty sweet potato vine, and everybody loves it. But anyway, back to what I was saying is that I find it really interesting that people give you a hard time if you're growing vegetables and they don't produce anything, but they still look pretty, and they fill your yard with greenery and hopefully help the environment a little bit. But it's interesting that people give you a hard time about it if you don't produce anything. But yet it's okay for Miss Ma'am to go spend hundreds of dollars every summer on plants that don't produce anything, that are just pretty. Nobody says anything to them when they die or when they spend money on that. But so I just decided I'm gonna plant plants, and if they grow me something, they grow me something. I'm not gonna get heartbroken if they just don't work out. I'll learn and go to something else next year. But yeah, that's what we got. I'm not real good at taking videos, but I tried.